Well, hello. Today's movie is the 2004 war movie, Straight into Darkness.
Worst case, firing squad.
What do we do now?
We're free. I'm free.
You and me, head west. We're deserters.
Cowards.
Cowards.
Where are these kids?
They are the opposite of you. We ran an orphanage for special children.
And I trained them. We began a fighting force that gave them something they never had. Family. Identity.
We're about 60 infantry in a tank coming down the road right now. The only chance we've got is to put up a...
The time has come.
Two soldiers are being transported by MPs for the deserting. Their jeep drives into a minefield and the MPs are killed. The prisoners escape. They wander the countryside and see the horrors of war. While taking shelter in an abandoned building, they capture an old couple. This old couple, though, is accompanied by a group of armed children. The children take these two Americans prisoner. The couple think that the Americans are Germans disguised as Americans. And we find out that they run a school for special needs children. And they decided that they would teach them how to fight. And it would give them a sense of purpose. So they've been a kind of guerrilla force against the Germans. Soon after this, a group of German soldiers and a tank appear. The two Americans agree to help them fight off the Germans if they are let go. So a battle ensues when a group of Germans try to enter the building. The Germans are killed and they are repulsed. And there's some more fighting, and the old man gets killed, and there's a quadriplegic kid who tries to destroy the tank. The Germans seem reluctant to use the tank to destroy the building. Instead, they want to drive out the fighters. We soon find out the reason why. One of the girls, who wears a mask, takes the Americans down to the basement. And here we discover that it's filled with valuable looted artwork. The Germans are there. Basically, they want to take this art and set themselves up after the war. Eventually, a battle ensues. Many Germans are killed. A bunch of the kids are killed. An American takes the survivors out as one of the Americans stays back. Okay, well, this is a 2004 war movie. It looks like it was like a direct-to-video. I can't really find a whole lot about it. David Warner is really the only notable actor in it that I recognized. And, it was filmed in Romania. And that actually gives it a very grim feel to it. I think, that country is a very grim country. It has a very grim feel. And they recruited the orphanage for the children. And sadly, the old Ceausescu regime has a real legacy of a lot of orphans being tossed into these really substandard orphanages. I mean, they really look malnourished and dirty, and it's very authentic, and it's kind of sad because that's what it's like probably there in that country. And it's a very surreal film. It's obviously a very anti-war movie. There's almost like very pointless. They have the fight. A lot of people get killed. A lot of children are being used to get killed. And, the two Americans, you have sympathy for the first one. He was a member of the 82nd Airborne, which you find is weird that someone like that would desert because they were the elite, very well trained volunteers. And I mean, you have to be very motivated if you're going to jump out of a good airplane. We find out, though, through flashbacks that basically, he was using a flamethrower and accidentally immolated a young woman and her daughter, which kind of just drove him nuts. And the other guy is a pretty loathsome guy. He is just, once they escape from the MPs, the first thing he does is he just smashes in the face with a pistol of the dead MP and switches dog tags because he wants, to mislead him that he's the one dead and so he can get away free. And, he keeps the other one at gunpoint along. And, when they find the old couple, he wants to, rape the woman. I mean, he's a very loathsome guy. But interestingly enough, at the end, he also sacrifices himself. He stays behind the cover of the retreat. So, and the Germans are not really evil in this. They're not SS or, fanatics. They're just guys who, they know the war's done. And they know that there's this artwork, and they want to, take the artwork and set themselves up after the war. And basically, it's a very sad movie. It's a grim movie. Has a very unhappy ending. But I found it quite interesting. I got it with a 12-pack of DVDs because there are two movies in this 12-pack I really wanted, and it was real cheap. And this was kind of a pleasant surprise. I really enjoyed it. I made a big milestone. I now have 10 subscribers. For some reason, my last post really went big and got over 700 views. I even got a dislike. So, hey, I motivated somebody. So, like, dislike, don't do anything. If you stay to me to the end, you're still a unique individual, and I thank you for it.